Hi, I'm Cesar Santos. I'm working on a portrait commission. I'm about to go to the last stage and I want to share that with you so you can see a little bit of how things gets polished, a little bit of the process. I've been painting this for a few days. It's a little bit sunken in, so the first thing I do is that I get a little bit of the retouch varnish. Not too much, just a couple of touches. Immediately, I can see the colors coming back to life, and that's all I need to be able to gauge everything, and as I paint, I can judge all the finishing touches better. Making a mixture of the lead white by Rublev together with the titanium white. That way, the lead white dries the titanium faster, and also it gives it a little bit more transparency because titanium is really opaque. It's a better version of both when they mix together, just as a couple. So in the case of the white, it's good to mix them up like that. I've heard it before, I tried it and I really liked it. Then after the white, yellow ochre pale, I'm gonna squeeze the yellow out of this. I'm going to be using Seki's vermilion. People warn us all the time about vermilion. Vermilion is a color that has been used for a long time by many masters and it has worked perfectly fine. Other people have found problems with vermilion. If you know anything about it, write in the comments below so I can keep learning. What I feel is that when I paint with vermilion, I can use more quantity of red because it's a weaker red. It's more transparent, it's softer. It's really nice to use with other colors. I'm also gonna put cadmium red, but I put it a little separate and I use it when I need a stronger punch. But I don't like using cadmium red as much. I cannot grab a lot of paint and use it because it's so strong that I have to just get a little bit. But getting a little bit feels weird. A good green for the flesh is Terra Verde. I'm gonna use Ivory Black Raw Umber. I'm going to put it here next to the green. As I move that way in color, I go with the yellow, then the flesh needs some reddish tones, and as it keeps going darker, maybe in shadows, halftones, then I add more green, more brown, so I go towards that direction. I put the red here so I don't confuse these two reds, and I know that's my cadmium red. I'm gonna put cobalt blue after the black, and that cobalt blue also is a weak blue. It's not that strong, and it dries fast, so it's a nice blue to have there for the flesh. And I'm missing Indian red. The Indian red I use if I need to increase that chroma with the darks, so I put it right there next to the darks. Getting some of this linseed oil to put in my medium cups. I'm gonna put a touch of Damar varnish in my medium cup as well. I'm also gonna add to the medium cup a touch of liquid fine detail. When I go towards the finishing of the painting, I focus on a small area and try to take it to a finish, and then keep going like that instead of changing around and losing concentration. I'm gonna work here around the nose. So the first thing I do is I put some of the planes. I'm gonna put the top plane here, catching that light. My first attempt was to grab the emotions, the character, the movement in a loose way. And then after that, I started to pay attention more to the background, refine the background with the color I wanted it to do, and then worked on the cat and worked around. I do it almost as a director in a movie. I am getting my main characters and give them more importance, more attention. So I'm leaving his expression for last after I have done and worked around him. And that helps me kind of have a motive to give him because now he exists around with this environment around him. The painting is a process that you're living, you're thinking, all this stuff is part of the painting. There is a taboo nowadays about portrait commissions. I think art is a collaboration. When we talk about music or dance or any other form of art, a theater, you belong to a group of people. A musician needs someone to do the instrument and he needs to trust that person. What other instruments, what other people are part of the music? The light person, someone that offers the stage. It's a whole team. And in acting also, you have different characters, different costume designer, all these people go into a group, and that happens everywhere. With painting, might feel a little different because we are alone producing most of it. That might make us feel that we are doing it alone, but everything else is with the contribution of other people. Yes, the artist has an individual point of view. You have to study drawing, you have to study design, draw what you like, what calls your attention, and that is something that you can do by yourself. We have great records. Throughout history, for thousands of years, society gave ideas to the artist. Stories, things that happen, all this stuff is part of the whole that we can use. At the end of the day, the difference between a Da Vinci portrait or a portrait by Rembrandt or a portrait by Van Gogh is how they did it, not where the idea came from or what they did. The nose is something that is generally warm in terms of colors, but also then it has some cool stuff. So we have to look for variations. The nose can look pink, but that is because it must have some blues and greens around it. So if we can find the hidden colors, we can show that we have a deeper way to see things.